live and back after quite a long pause. So I'm gonna jump into not so short of a recap. Gonna go back quite a little bit further in the sessions to remind you of stuff that happened. Um, Basically, I'm going to take us all the way back to not Cold War. What was the previous town that we were at?
Uh,
Second, I forgot the name. Ocracy.
Ocracy?
Ocracy, yeah. So I'm going to start from Ocracy and then walk our way back. Uh, you all came to Ocracy after finding, meeting a dying rider on the road who asked you to save the city from an invasion. You made your way towards there, find out that it was besieged by a basically corrupted types of goblins and a very, very disturbing abomination of sorts. Um, you also found that leading those armies were a bunch of dark feral assassins. Um, you helped the town, you helped the city. I'm not going to go into the fine details in that, but you managed to defeat the army and save the city. You made your way to the center of the of Loch Leifa to stop a ceremony by three dark feral assassins and one feral priest, which you learned was meant to probably create a new type of feral. You managed to stop it. You managed to save the three Vel individuals who you also agreed to keep them being Vel a secret for them until they are ready to like, come out with that. Um, you then also learned that there is some very well known strangers happening in the lake. You found records like a few hundred years ago of the traveler, a person who came to the lake, and then basically all of his traces were gone. Nobody knew where he went. Nobody found any traces of him. After further exploration, Oren found, with the help of his familiar, that at the bottom of the lake there is the focal point of not just a regular ley line, but an actual like cosmos ley line. So it connects not just the ley lines of the planet, but also the ley lines between like different areas in the universe itself. Um, and somebody used that to Jimmy rig an everlasting kind of like portal that was defended by some sort of force field, which you couldn't breach at that moment. And you lacked the ability to even dive below at the moment. Um, you also, during the time down, basically the downtime, Vini managed to actually like make contact with with her deity or whatever basically gave her the powers that she has, and basically just got the sensation that whatever's in the lake, you should explore it. Um, Also, Owen find out that his crystalline eye lets him actually see magic and auras and the actual like ley lines and you can we can call it the magical radiation basically, which helps him like find magical stuff and be more attuned with it and just gives him extra benefits when it comes to anything that is like arcane base, arcana base. Um, so after that, after the town was saved, the new Yao of the town, because the last one was beheaded by one of the assassins, asked your help to accompany her to the town of Drasif, where the king was supposed to come, and start a summit of most of the nobles and Yaos in the kingdom of East to discuss the issues. Um, what you assume because of what was his name? 1 second, I'm having a blackout. Where are the actual Vicar? because you assume that Vikar made his way to the king and told him about what happened. Um, you agreed for a price. I'm not going to go into the numbers. It's written somewhere. We can check it later. But you agreed for for a set price. You escorted the Jarl towards the town. In the middle of the way, you were assaulted by assassins, not feral, normal mortal assassins. Um, you managed to defeat them, all the while discovering that there are ways to dispel stuff like the hat with some unique stones. Um, you managed to defeat them and eventually made your way to the town of Drastif, where the Jarl left you to your own accords until the meeting in 2 weeks. Um, During the night and after Vini managed to piss off a couple of spice traders and also defeat them in a bet and won quite a bit of a hefty sum. And that was after Ivor managed to cheat his way into more hefty sums. You basically went on a shopping spree, got geared up a little bit, and during the night were attacked again by more assassins. Um, you then found a lead where the assassin's clothes were made. You followed it to the seamster's shop, which was named Lizelle. Um, During the night, you basically raided the shop, confronted quite a lot of assassins within it, witnessed how Paytol became basically a murder hobo, just destroying everybody in the room, um, and then confronted the seamstress who gave you a note. The note said, 1 second, I want to find the note. 1 second. It said, Greeting Hammers, if you are reading this, it means you have cost me more of my dark thorns. Therefore, I hereby invite you to an audience. I guarantee you assault expenses to and from said audience. It is in your best interest to appear. Else, I should increase the forces and skill of the future thorns. Signed, the Black Gardener. You assume that the note itself is being scried. You eventually accepted the offer, which immediately transformed your door in your room to a portal. You basically told the note to fuck off, we're coming in the morning. And then literally did that, went to sleep. In the morning, you came to the portal, you confronted the Dark Gardener, which Owen very, very easily acknowledged that she was a very, very powerful Merciva, one of the ancient ones. Um, you agreed to a deal with her to halt the contract on your head for the time being, in exchange of a favor to be named in the future. Ivor spoke for the group and accepted it, shook hands, and got branded with runic kind of like bracelet tattoo as a sign of the agreement. Um, she also confirmed that she is not aiming at assassinating the king. She said that that's an easy mark for her. Like if she wanted him dead, he would be dead, so that won't be the favor. But she did say that it will probably be something that you wouldn't be happy to do. Um, that said and done, she also hinted that Vikar pissed off somebody while he met with the king, and that somebody probably took the bounty on your head. Um, and with that, you left her back to your chambers in the morning, and that's where we basically left off. Now, since Peyton is not joining us today, sadly, as you are kind of back in your room, Peyton just looks at all of you and says, "That's way too much shit happening in a night and a little and change. I need to cool off and process a little bit. I'm going I'm going to find a workshop that I can maybe just work at and do some craft and do some art therapy for myself. I'll catch you a bit later. And kind of half dazedly, kind of he walks out of the room.
You can always sleep it off.
As they walk off, I'd be like, maybe meditation lessons for a monk who decided to become a murderer.
You can just
That's even low for you. That's even low for you.
you can see like
The
Beto's
twitch.
ear yeah twitch a little bit and almost like you know how you sprinkle water on a cat and like their fur kind of stands up and then goes like like this. That's kind of like the equivalent motion that Beto does like unaware even like just like instinctively and he just walks out of the door for now. So you are left, the three of you, in the room. It's morning. You did have a long rest, and like you not tired or anything. The whole conversation took about half an hour, so I would say it's like around 8:39 in the morning, give or take. Um, yeah, you have around a week and a half before the meeting with the king. You have the city to explore. You have many things that you can try to do or ask or inquire about the city. If you have any questions about like costumes, about the different districts, you can ask some of this. Like, there are some things that Ivor should know just as general knowledge because it is one of the bigger cities in the kingdom. And he is a thief, so there are things that he would know. There are things that Peyton would have known, but alas, Peyton is not here with you right now. Um, but you can always ask around in town, like, you know, many things are very common knowledge. So, yeah.
Um, Oren, you like tattoos, don't you? Are you good with them? Any idea
I don't
how
have
we
any
get this off?
tattoos. You realize that.
You're covered in them.
Those are runes. Arcane runes.
They look like tattoos.
They
This
may
looks
look
like
like tattoos, but they are not
this
permanent.
is like what you've got. How do I get it off? Just
You have to
take it.
use it.
If you want, you can try to do like an arcana check to really try to
Definitely.
understand. Then yeah, do it. Do it.
Nat 20 for 30.
Whoa.
Fucking hell.
Very important.
Comes
Much roll.
up to and just, I can
Okay.
remove that. Degloves the arm. There we go.
Oh, I forgot to say in the recap that Ivor also drank a potion that made everything he touches become the visage of pure gold, not the actual substance, just the looks of pure gold. And a lot of shenanigans happened, including eventually him touching himself, not in a rude way, and becoming cool on gold. But after like a full fight
Oren
with him being
decided to
gold,
try and be clever on Dispel Magic, going,
yeah,
oh, I've got your back. To
yeah,
which I needed to break into a shop to smash the place up to make it look like I didn't scam them because it's still in the city.
But the most
exactly.
important, but the most important thing is that maybe Vini sold her pants, but Vini got her pants back.
That's true. That's
And
true.
now they are safely in the bag of holding until she is out of town.
That's true. Also, the whole conversation with the seamstress happened while Ivor was basically covered with the shit over him because he was pure gold and
And
looking
everyone
like
else was outside the room.
yeah, and he was looking like a very angry ghost. Yeah. Wait, it's kind of funny because you were looking like Casper and your like handle is Cooper, so it's close. Um, Anyway, so yeah, so we're back to here. So you look at the runes, Owen, and the first thing that hits you is that these are very ancient runes. Like there are different types of runic spell systems that are commonly used by Malsivas, at least from what you like remember from when you were still studying. Um, and it's kind of like the equivalence of having like the footnote in old Nordic, and there's the other one I don't remember the name of like the old runes and the newer runic system. So this is like the older runic system. So some of it is just not known to you, like you've never learned it. You are more like into the newer phase of the runes. Um, you do know that it is a very powerful magic spell, like 11, like 11-9 spell kind of a thing. Um, you know that there is a trigger for it and a condition for it to work. You know that the trigger is basically um, it's a transformative kind of effect. You don't know what it is, but it is like a transfiguration effect. And you know that the condition you managed to like cipher it out. The condition is basically breaking the contracts. Breaking the contract will cause a transfiguration effect. What kind you do not know. Um, you know that there is no range limit, like from what you can guess, and the power that it's actually circulating right now inside of it, it can literally like cross dimensions. That's how powerful it is. And you also know that there is also an element of telepathy in it to be able to contact Ivor back and forth, basically. Um, you also notice a very deranged cat looking at you in a very suspicious way.
Fireball.
So what you're basically saying, Oren, is I might have fucked up.
You might become a murderer.
Might.
Eh, I mean, who isn't?
Technically, aren't we already?
Yeah. I mean,
As far
Oren's
as I
turned
know,
people
everything
crispy.
has attacked me, so I don't
That's
really
true.
consider it murder.
Self-defense is a claim.
I mean, I know she said you'll have to kill something you don't want to, and
She never said you have to kill. She said do her a favor that you probably wouldn't like.
Oh no, you'll have to give her all your gold.
ugh.
I'd rather kill somebody.
I was thinking as long as it's not a puppy, everyone else is perfectly fine.
But if you're lucky, you just have to steal something.
Oh, I mean, that's fun. Well, I mean, she doesn't need to do this for that.
Hmm.
But, oh well.
But whatever else happens, you have to do it. You can't outrun it.
I mean,
There's no way.
the deal. I remember the deal was for all of you.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, he's the one with the binding on it, so you can maybe you can tell him like go by yourself. But yeah, but generally, like the deal was for a favor from you as a group, not Ivor specifically.
Which literally means I done fucked up.
Been there.
Because if the rest of
That's
you
my take,
don't
Dave.
do something, then I might get, I don't know, turned into someone who can't steal.
It will be very hard without hands.
Oh, no, he's not. Trust me.
What village were you from again?
It's fine. We're not going back there. I'm from the Handies.
What are you doing to him?
He's trying to sniff my water cup and trying to drink from it.
You look like you're basically crowning him as the
Simba.
next king. Yeah, exactly.
He ate the king of my heart.
So, while we're in town then for the next few days, week and a bit, what's everyone want to do? You've
I
got
mean,
a
if we
Luigi.
don't have to investigate anything, I do have a few ideas to do. Well, for myself at least, and you can accompany me as far as you like.
Is it interesting?
Probably not for you.
Is it
Is it going
interesting for
somewhere with
me?
Stuff?
Maybe. I mean, I'm planning on, if we don't have anything better to do, to try to make some money. I have a few spells that I
not
could.
interesting for me.
I have a few spells that I could perform for people for the right price, and if that's not gonna work, I would probably go. I mean, the lake wasn't too far away from here, right? It's basically just to the southeast, if I remember correctly.
No,
Two
it is
days.
to the north. Basically, like if the way that it looked, one second, let me open the actual foundry. If we go to the hub, I'll give you the hub for a second. That's the continent map. So basically, if you look at this, we were here. This is Okresti. This
Exactly.
is Drasif. So the lake is like to the north of Drasif, like the southern part of the lake. And in the face, you are basically heading on like the east north side. And then like the portal at the center was literally in the center of the lake.
Mm-hmm. So basically, it wouldn't be unreasonable to go there and investigate a bit further
Yeah, definitely.
going there.
Definitely.
So that would be also something I'd like to do.
I'll join you after trying to collect scraps of different types of metal. Like not just like a specific kind, just many different kinds. So I'll have stuff to do when I'm bored. And I will go with you. If you'll need the duck boat or the swan boat or whatever the fuck I'll want to summon, it will be an option.
Oren, what magic have you got in mind?
Well, I can. I have what is called a glyph of warding, which I can offer, which is basically a safeguard for something. I can infuse it with different spells, but most likely it's explosion magic, so to safeguard a place or a room. Or what also
child's room.
also what I have in mind is using arcane lock to lock things magically.
Not what I had in mind. Have you got anything flashy?
I mean, if you
Cyber.
trigger my glyph of warding, it will be flashy. I can tell you that.
Anything that can wow a crowd, get their attention.
Mm,
Don't you have like a practice?
prestidigitation?
Yeah.
Yeah, prestidigitation. I could do some minor magics, but it's nothing more than distracting people, I guess.
Oh, I can maybe try to do a bit of mending for people. Like if they have broken stuff that I can maybe fix.
If we go to, say, the market, you could put a lovely show on for the locals, and then they would give you money afterwards.
Why do I feel like
And
you're?
I could
Why do I feel like you're
make sure
trying?
we'd get some.
Why do I feel like you're trying to get a crowd so you'll be able to sneak behind and get extra money from them?
That is exactly how we should make money.
Well, cool. I mean, Ivor, if you want my help to get some stuff, I think if we can get some people to require my assistance with an arcane lock. The thing is, it's not only them who can use this lock. It's anyone who I dedicate to it.
Oh, like if
I
it's
mean, it does use as a password, so.
It doesn't need to use a password. I can just dedicate you as one that can open it.
Oh.
that's like
So if you want to do something like
This
that,
is-
and people don't get
Yes.
hurt in the doing, then I don't have anything against it.
I have only one request. If you're planning on doing that, do it like a tiny bit before we need to leave. Because if like someone puts a special lock that no one can break, and then suddenly the things inside disappear, suspicious. Just saying.
Thank you, the voice of reason.
I'm the voice of chaos, but controlled chaos.
I'm not a good showman. I can tell you that, even with magic.
But Vinny It's really good with words. Vinny loves being the center of attention. She's fantastic with the crowd. I mean, she could sing to them. She's a bard. She's amazing. She could keep all their attention.
I can hum.
I will remind you that every like bardic thing that Vinny has done so far was either with like with paint or like blood ink in the air, or
Yeah,
basically
there was like one time that I was humming and like Bardic Inspiration was like, "You can do it! Yeah, I believe in you."
Well, I'm out of ideas for how we can get money, which is
Again,
bored.
I don't mind mending stuff. Like I can. I don't know if its monetary value here is worth anything. Like, is it?
I know a shop that needs things fixing.
I'm not getting near anything like that. Fuck no.
I mean, you are, I will, you would know for sure, for example, that every large town has different district. Each district has their own kind of like a bulletin board with like, the odd jobs here and there. The typical quest boards, basically. When people need
Yeah.
like
Let's go to the middle town. We don't want to go to the rich one. We've made a bit of a scene up there, so let's go to Midtown's board, which would be
So
around the market, I believe.
yeah, so I remind you, like, if you look at the map, you have the citadel, which obviously is off limits. You have the upper town, which for some reason I don't see the actual name next to it, which is weird. You have the market square, the lower town, which the market square is part of the lower town. You have the temple close, which is basically, as the name says, it's like the district dedicated to different types of temples and such. The prominent one is obviously Isha's temple, but there's also a temple for the war and I forgot the word in English.
Say it in Hebrew.
Strife, I guess it's close, and it's like the conflict, the war conflict, basically, which is the arena style one. There's obviously for Hela, the guys of death, and a bunch of other a little bit less known gods. There's also for the god of justice and law, and the rest of the gods in pattern. Then you have like the horse yards and relays, and which is more of like functional kind of district. It's craftsmen's and like um and like administration kind of district with kind of a municipal building stuff like that. And also and then finally you have like the salt works quarter, which is more like the industrial district, like where all the salt mines and like stuff go there to be processed, to be handled and shipped, and like all the exports imports kind of stopped in that district as well. A little bit outside town you have the Garden Square suburb, which is basically where most of the fields are being tended to, where they get all the farming and stuff like that. And to the north, you have like the necropolis, which is where they bury their dead, basically. And to the southeast, you have the Gallows Hill, where, as the name suggests, is where they do their executions when the time calls for it, basically. Um, that's it.
So,
And I would also just say another thing. Each road that you see, like there are the brine roads to the east and brine roads to Algranari. Brine road is basically the main like the main vein of trade for the salt between the kingdoms. You can very easily see that there isn't one to Mivir, both because you're on the east of east and Mivir is to the west. So it's a very different area of east. And also because Mivir is basically on the brink of war with this. So there's a lot of conflict there. Al-Dranavi is more like the Switzerland, is basically the neutral kingdom in the kingdom right now, in the continent. Yeah.
That's like the main thing we should be aware of, like structure layout wise.
To be honest, if we want to make some money and we go by, well, by trading enchantments, I could still use your help and getting customers in the first place. To be honest,
Either going to the temple district or the market district, I think we're probably going to have the most opportunity to make money. If you're wanting crafting, then probably down to the horse yards, but I don't really know what they've got going on in town down there. To be fair, it's kind of boring.
Question. I don't remember if we've ever talked about it. Do you guys know how to like who the Wanderer is? Like,
when you asked me last time, I didn't have a clue actually.
uh,
You mean the weird singer who sang at you and
Hmm?
not the bard that we met that was like weird vibey, like the Skoogie, I
The
think.
second voice in her head.
Yeah, that one.
I mean, let's not go down that road. I mean, you've already made me question your sanity for a long time, and then I've started believing you, and now you've got a voice in your head. Let's.
No, but we talked about it, and like the voice in my head said the thing in the lake was interesting. So
That's true.
I think during this week, like I will go with you to the lake, but I also want to try to see if I find any information about it.
I would imagine that
Which
you have the ability to like ask a question once a day to the voice in your head.
which temple would have the most information on that?
Yeah, so
I mean, it depends if it's good or bad.
like I before you said that and after Nir said that I have one question. I wanted to be like, where can I find information about you?
Yeah, that's gonna work for sure.
It's like you write in Google like the link for Google in the search bar about to get to Google.
It's actually worse. It's like when you try to outsmart GPT to tell you something it's not allowed to say. Wait, I'm not talking about murdering somebody. I just hypothetically want to know how to do that to cookies. You know?
Yeah, no, but it's like if I have a day like in the beginning of the week, then I will be like, hey, is there anywhere in town that I can like have access to
So
that I can.
I will say that like if you're thinking about going to the temple district, for example, I can very quickly list you the main pantheon again, just to remind you of the different like gods there and temples and what they do in general. I'm not going to go into detail unless you ask me specifically, but basically you have Isha, the goddess of life. You have Walker, the god of smithing and crafting. And you have Delia, who is the goddess of conflict and war. And basically that kind of stuff. You have Freya, the goddess of fertility and nature, basically. You have Hela, the goddess of death. You have Retoclog, who is the god of justice and law. And not order, law. Very different things. You have uh, these are the main pantheon right now that like most of you are like that are more like prevalent in human cities at least. There are obviously other minor shrines like minor deities like Thor, like like Odin, like all the regular Norse pantheon. But they are considered minor gods in the world. They're not like one of the main pantheons.
Yeah, no, I was thinking like if there's like even like a general thing of like uh there's a verse in a book in a library. I will need to find the book. I will need to find the verse. But like
Well,
if
does Vinny get the vibe if this thing is good or bad?
So I will remind you that the voice that she heard was very friendly in its tone, very kind of jovial and kind of like it was mature, it was deep, but it was almost do you all know Bruce Campbell,
I'm
the
not sure.
actor Bruce Campbell? Played Ash in the Ash versus the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of voice, but the current is Ash Campbell, like the more mature one. That's like the tone of voice and kind of like also nature of how he speaks, like very jokingly, even on serious things. He kind of have jokingly, always like with a light tone. Um, that's the kind of like how it sounded in Vini's head.
Huh.
Why don't you ask him
If he's good or
who he
bad.
is? No, whatever you want to know about him.
Like, I think I tried to ask once, and it was like avoiding question, like answers. I think. Uh, it
Because the
depends.
problem is, if you say, "Is there anywhere in town that I can get more information?" Technically, they can answer just saying yes.
Yeah, and then it's like a wide search.
Then, yeah, then it's just as long as it's in the city walls.
Yeah, you need to phrase your question properly.
I mean, do you know that he is bound to tell you the truth in the
I
first place?
mean, only one way to find out.
Oh, it's like that
The 2000 law,
scenario.
that
Yeah,
the
it's like
goal.
that scenario. But when you've got a barbarian with you, it's always easy. He just kills one and then asks the other if the other guy's dead.
But then you ruin the question. You only have one question to ask. The idea is to kill the guy and then throw him through a door and then see what happens.
Hmm. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to
Suppose you
phrase
could
that.
ask the, but you could answer the question of, if I was to go to the temple district, would I find an answer about you, and in which temple would it be?
One question. That's
It's two questions, but I
also
can.
your phrasing was off,
Hmm.
and that's
Like,
the last time I'm gonna help you with the phrasing because
yeah.
I'm giving too much away with it.
Yeah, because again, then
Yeah.
you can't start with if, because that allows them to say yes. So you'd say, I'm going to the temple district. Which one has information on you?
Yeah, it's like the more direct, like, okay, I'll probably find something there. Where? Like,
Yeah.
like assuming I will. So it's like, imagine walking in a forest, or imagine walking in a cathedral and temple district. Um,
If you were in a box and I didn't open the box,
Which building in this city will I find information on you?
mm, mm-hmm. That might be a good one. But then if it will be like the citadel, and I'll be like, oh fuck,
At
like,
least we've got an answer.
oh wait, though, what if I'll ask which building in the city that I have access to will I be able to find information on you? And it rhymes.
Sucks if the it sucks
Well,
if the answer's none.
technically, you none or all.
Yeah, and at least it gives me information of like, is it in the city? Can I access it even? Or like,
Hmm.
I mean, the only thing I could help you with is answering the question of how powerful he might be, or rather, if he is somehow a part of you, or if he's only from the outside.
I don't think he's a part of me. Like, he was calling himself like the wanderer or the one that lies in between.
I could technically shut you off from most other realms, but that only gives you the answer if he can if he is powerful enough to actually go through it, or if he is actually with you, or a part of him is with you all the time.
So
Could be
he's the
interesting.
gap.
If that's something that interests you,
It's not that
yes.
he's the gap. It like he lives in the
Hundred
gap.
in between.
He's the
Yeah.
gap. This is funny.
It's just the gap.
Yeah.
I imagine him standing shirtless in front of us, like convenience store.
Oh my god. I'm gonna start calling him Bruno. Like from the like living in the walls, I can hear him. The mice are talking about him.
Don't talk about
Oh,
my
Bruno.
girl.
Yeah, I think I will try to ask. Like if it's our first day of the week of like the time off that we have, I will try to ask um which of the buildings that I can access in this town hosts information about you.
How do you go about like trying to contact him? Because he told you can ask a question, he didn't say how. How would
Shouting into the
so so it's not a trick question. I'm just curious about how Vinny would approach it. Like she would know instinctively how to do it. So I just want to like hear the description of how Vinny would actually do that.
Yeah, like we probably had this conversation like either over breakfast or like somewhere. So I will honestly just be like, uh, I'll be like, okay, so like if I hold on, uh, are we outside or are we inside? Where are we having this conversation?
inside still.
Inside still. Okay, so are we like in the rooms or are we during breakfast?
I would have said we're probably. I mean, we haven't said we've gone for breakfast, so we're probably
No,
still
yeah,
in the
you're
room.
in the room. You
Okay,
haven't left the room yet.
so we're in the room, door closed. I will remove my glove, and I will place the tattoo like a phone to my ear and be like, "Hello," and I will ask my question.
Do you remember by the way what the tattoo looks like?
Hmm?
Do you
Yes,
remember what the
sort of.
tattoo looks like?
Like it has, if I remember correctly, a crow and like the. I think I have somewhere the thing that you sent me of how it looks.
1 second.
Lots of swirls, and it's a
It's a,
crow.
it's a it's a, two crows circling the Viking compass with
Mm,
the
mm,
with
mm,
the
mm,
inscription around it. I
mm.
can send you the image again on Discord just so you can see it.
Please do. I will pin it.
Here you go.
Yes. Okay. All right. And I said it, or
You look,
either I said or someone else said that they look like dolphins.
yeah, yeah. Mm. What can I do? That's very common to way to go to do like a Viking crow with the old days. They didn't expect Donald Trump to be a thing back then.
Or
Um,
did they?
just like the Spanish Inquisition, you don't expect Donald Trump. Um, anyway, so you can tap your tattoo phone next to your ear.
Yeah, I'm not trying to dial. I'm trying to like tap it awake, like when your keyboard falls asleep or like your
Yeah,
phone falls asleep and you want to like nudge it awake. So you like press a key or like try to move it so it like lights up.
yeah. Okay, and then what do you ask? Like, how do you do it?
So I will ask which of the buildings that I can either gain access or have access to in the city holds information about you.
You wait for a few moments to hear anything. While she's doing that, anybody else is doing something.
I will literally just be staring like slightly idiotically.
I'm gonna watch the process, yeah, closely, closely as I can.
Okay, so um, I'm going to assume that you are obviously focusing on your eye as well. So I would like you to roll an Arcana check to see like how much you can actually see from this process.
24.
Okay. So Vinny,
Hmm.
wait for a few moments to get an answer. And so far it's quiet. Um, then you just hear a sort of a that is quite a question you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did say you can have one question. Very cunning indeed. I will say that probably any temple might have information if you look deep enough.
So I have to go to like the dungeons of the temples.
I
Well,
am
I'm guessing tapping on the phone worked.
I am not omnipotent, so I do not know precisely who might have information or what information.
Mm, okay. Okay.
Click.
Really?
Yeah, you literally hear it. You
Yeah,
literally hear
yeah,
it.
I know. It's like he
Uh,
hung up on me. Like actually, like that. Wow.
Without saying anything, you'll see that Ivor just takes his glove off, looks at the tattoo, and it's just like,
So the voice of the
Yellow.
gardener. You rang?
because Oren was like, "Oh, it's telepathically linked." So I'm just wondering if it's gonna work. So he's like, "Well, you poked yours." We're like,
You get stabbed in the back. Uh,
Portal opens.
all right.
Dragged into the abyss.
So while that conversation happened, you definitely could see like energy coming through the tattoo from like somewhere outside. Um, you couldn't trace well because it literally came from like the ambience around you into a focal point of the tattoo, but you could see the energy. You could dis- distinguish that it was a communication style of energy. And yeah, I mean, it felt very magical. It felt very powerful. Um, that's all you could kind of ascertain from that, but definitely from an outside source, not from within her, and definitely via the tattoo. Like it was very obviously doing work to like to translate the magic and energy into something she can understand.
Hmm. So it basically said to like maybe one of the temples has info. Maybe. So
I I do know someone who might has knowledge about him, but I really don't want to contact him.
ooh. Are they even alive? Weren't they like frozen for a longest time?
He's not dying by old age.
Ooh, like an omnipotent being of like
like a vampire.
not
No, like a Malsavar. We don't age.
really? That's like the oh nice.
Yeah, all and you suddenly gonna understand that you never actually explained to Vinny what Malsiva is. Um, so
Oh, there's
annoying
so
mention
much
what you know about
myth.
her now, like that she's basically claiming she's from the different worlds. That like the shoe kind of drops that yeah she actually doesn't know what a Malsiva is. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I can't contact him myself in any way right now, but you could for me, technically.
I I can for you.
You
How?
do have, you do know how to send the send stone,
Oh,
right? I
right,
never learned it, but if I describe him enough to you, you could ask him if he is still around. That is,
That is true. Well,
but he's a, but he. Well, I'd just say if you want to go this road, he's old, and with his age, he's a bit of an asshole.
like many old people. Like the thing of like the old man shouting at kids, doing stuff in his yard or around. It's a recurring theme.
It's Clint
So.
Eastwood in the movie where he was an old man and it was and basically did like this to a gangster outside his house.
Well, we could first try to maybe talk with people in the temples and see if they maybe might know something, because if you don't want to contact that person, then we can try something else first, at least.
Of course.
So, whilst Vinny and Oren were having that conversation, I'll have grabbed my stuff and I've gone there. I've rolled stealth at 17 and just snuck out into the corridor, in which I've proceeded to literally tap my arm again and be like, "Hello."
Question: with the passive perception of 17, do I notice him doing that?
You definitely do. You definitely do.
Because I'm thinking, I won't date in front of him, but why the hell's this not working? Fucking rude.
Ivar, you probably typed the wrong number.
What are you? Shut up.
Well, I think if you want, I can like go with you to the lake to summon the boat so you'll have it for a few hours, and then I can like go to the temple to ask around. I don't know
I can
if
also
you.
help you investigate the temples if you like.
Yeah, I want to say I don't know if you want me to go alone to the temples, because I don't know if I'm gonna say something that I'm not supposed to say.
Like next thing you see Vini being crucified on all the
Yeah, burned for being a witch.
So don't worry, Vinny. I'll go with you to the temples. Trust me, you're less likely to get in trouble.
Looking at you very sus, like the meme of like the cat with like, his eyes narrowed, like.
No, it's a simple thing with temples. You don't rob the obvious thing.
Or maybe don't try to rob the temple that you want to try and find information from.
I mean,
Obviously,
basically,
he
you're
won't
going
tell
to
you.
compete you're going to compete on who's gonna get smitten first.
Who's gonna get executed the worst?
The heretic or the witch?
I'm guessing, are we all happy to go to the temple?
Actually, that sounds like a very good new entry in the Narnia series. The heretic and the witch.
It's after the witch got exiled to I don't know where, and she found like a weird guy.
So, as we head over to the temple, I plan to behave myself, surprisingly.
I will hold you to that.
And it's more just to recant a story to Vinny of basically somebody trying to steal from a temple and taking something from the altar, which very quickly resulted in their pretty much imminent demise. So, just as a note of caution, don't take things from the altar.
I don't have sticky fingers. I only took my pants, for your information, and well, dead assassin's armor. But like
And
they had no
those
use of it.
goggles, those goggles ain't yours.
It's from a dead assassin
That-
as well.
The weapon's not yours.
From a dead assassin as well.
I'm
still-
sensing a trend.
I'm not
Hey,
suing.
the stuff on the altar is technically dead people's stuff as well sometimes.
No, but there's a difference between dead people and dead assassins that try to kill you specifically.
Oh, assassins aren't people now. Oh, look at you, judgy.
I mean,
I mean, they are people. It's like humanity can be fucking suckish, but like getting a trophy from an asshole that tried to, I don't know, dunk your head in a toilet or something can be satisfying.
Funny thing is, you took from the dead now, and you also used to take from the dead in your previous like walk in like where you came from. When you think about it,
Well,
I mean, you are basically the closest thing to an actual like Lara Croft in your profession when you think about it.
yeah, well, a very clumsy one.
Indeed.
But, well, it's like for archiving. It's not for personal use, though. Like
Indeed. That's what
I
you want
know.
to say.
Yeah, like I know altars. Like we had altars in my world as well, especially in like ruins and historical places and stuff like that. So I know that you don't touch the things that people give to the gods because that's a big no-no. Like you know how many movies we had? Like again, movies are the moving picture
Nope.
thingies in the box. I already explained it to you. So it's like, do you know how many movies we have about people trying to enter like old tombs and getting cursed by like the spirits inside or releasing a curse to the world or I know that's bad juju. That don't do. That's I know.
Okay.
Okay.
You all make your way to the temple close. As you walk the streets of the city, you hear the voices of the people going about the business. You smell the scents of the city, which are mostly unpleasant. Um, you eventually go on the main way, which turns from a regular kind of like dark stone into a more bright colored stone, a bit more pleasant to the eye, cleaner. There's a bunch of fountains right at the entrance to the temple district. And as you kind of past the threshold, the invisible threshold to that like section, you see that the roads like the street becomes a bit wider. The buildings are less dense, and each one is bigger. And you can see that most of the buildings are indeed like temples, but there are a bunch of like smaller buildings attached to the temples. Like small, like for example, there's a hospital attached to the Isha's temple. There's a crematory and uh, I don't remember how it's called in English, but like a place where they prepare the bodies for burial,
Mm.
attached
A
to
morgue.
the yeah, not really a morgue, a mortuary or something like that. It's not a morgue. It's like not for this section or stuff like that. But but it's obviously like a side building attached to the to Hela's temple and a bunch of other stuff. Delia's temple, for example, the one that looks like a colosseum, has like a bunch of smithies attached to it, create weapons and stuff. That's for the people who wants to worship inside of it. Um, Ivor, you would know that people worshiping Delia, for example, do it usually by fighting, basically enacting an act of conflict to kind of like glorify her name. So gladiators, warriors, competitions of strength or violence are usually the way to go about it. So there's always like a competition going on in the temple of Delia. So there's a bunch of this kind of stuff. Um, the temple of what was his name? One second. Of Reto Club. Um, is also has like basically a courthouse attached to it. That's where they practice law and where like basically people go to like to to persecute people who they think did wrong or didn't buy to contracts and stuff like that. So it's a bunch of big temples and smaller buildings attached to them with different kind of municipality orientation or business orientation depending on like the affiliation of the temple. Mhm.
Where do you guys think we might maybe find info. Like, for like on the one side it feels like, oh, a big temple will probably have a lot of information, but it also, like, from his answer it sounded like it's probably gonna be like one of the more obscure tiny, like, what do you guys think?
Well, is there any part that would be equal to like a library in a way, like written down runes or lore about um, well, the gods that will be found here?
Yes, Vini. So there is a temple for a god named Goi. And I'm not pronouncing it correctly. I just don't remember how to pronounce this because it's like a Goi, but with the Norse kind of like in the. I need to check again how like that actually inflates. Might be actually Gua, something like that. I need to check. I have to remember. Um, but he's basically considered kind of like the god of lore and history and stuff like that, and memory in many ways. So that could be like the somebody who has it.
Just Neil, you have to have a quieter fidget toy.
You literally you can hear me doing this.
Yeah. And when you did it on the table, I assume earlier, it like echoed into the microphone.
That's how I hear. By the way, when you roll dice, this
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hearing it like you're basically Thor smiting somebody.
I mean, it's probably like the metal dice when I do it because that's like loud,
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah.
but like they're quieter.
Fine, I'm gonna put it away. I'm happy. I'm happy because I basically 3D printed it because I have my
I
my nice 3D
remember.
printer. So
I remember. So maybe like 3D printed in a quieter material.
I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Ah. Ooh. So we'll go to that temple? Question mark.
I think it's the best way to start.
Mm-hmm.
cool. So let's wait a second for Cooper to come back and then we continue.
Yes,
Let's
I will.
take a break and
Yep.
coffee with something like
Good
that.
idea.
Yeah, that would be a good timing.
I had like I had like friends come over 2 weeks ago, which like they heard my keyboard when they were here because it was typing on my computer sometimes. And like I think both of them asked for the links to the keyboard. And also like a week after my parents were here and my dad tried my keyboard and was like, huh, that's actually very nice. And my mom that hates like noisy keyboards was like, oh, that's actually okay. So you're clacking on the keyboard reminded me that.
Hmm. Okay, so we're all back. Okay, so you all kind of entering, like making your way towards. Actually, it is pronounced Goy. Funny enough, I just checked. Um, yeah. So it's then you're gonna making your way towards the temple of Goy. It's yeah, it's like you wouldn't, you probably wouldn't know it, but like for me and Vinny, it's weird like hearing the Temple of Goy because Goy is basically non-Jew in Hebrew.
I was thinking that way a second
Yeah,
ago,
it's like
thinking, yeah.
non-Jew or people.
Now that you say it, now that you say it,
Yeah,
I heard it before.
I wanted to
Yeah,
ask like what is the day of the week currently like in the setting? Like, is it a Saturday by any chance?
no, it's not actually Saturday. I
Fuck.
think I check. I'll check
Because
one
then it could be
second.
Tagoish Shabbat.
I know. One
It's
second.
like a specific term for like when Jews who are keeping the Sabbath, they can't use electricity. Okay, they can't like turn on and off the lights. They can't turn on and off like the air conditioning. They cannot touch electricity. They cannot. So there's a
So is
term.
so the idea with that then is it that you
It's
leave the aircon on and the lights on
Yes.
so
Yes.
for that day?
Yes. And you're also like I worked in a hotel, so we needed to have like pre-ripped toilet paper because they can't rip toilet paper, so you needed to have like single ones so they'll be able to use the toilet. So there's a term called a Sabbath goy, I think is like the direct translation in English. It basically means like when you need help with these things, like you have like it has suddenly dropped very significantly in temperatures and you cannot touch the electricity or you'll break Shabbath, then you can try and ask like a non-Jew that can maybe help you with turning the, like the switch on or off. So it's like that's what I know as a not very Jewish tradition keeping like woman, but it's like there's a specific term for it of like, oh, if we can't do it but we need it to be done, but we can't do it, let's ask someone from outside.
yeah, and also today the day today is it's Vrata Day, which is basically the equivalence to like a Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
It could have been funny.
Yeah, it still is funny, but you will understand it in the future maybe.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Anyway, so you make your way towards the shrine of to the temple of Goy. Usually, like in general, shrines for Goy is usually like a standing slate or like an oaken tablet. Um, Basically, something that is long lasting and it enables somebody to like mark information that will like stands the what's it?
That's the time.
Yeah, yeah, test of time. Um, One of the many kind of iconization for it is a tree, because basically everything that the branches symbolizes different kind of like avenue of law, and everything kind of goes together from the past to the future.
Mm.
Um,
And
so
also, books are made of corpses of trees.
that's true. That's very true, and not morbid at all. Um, but yeah, and also generally in the Norse mythos and also in this world, Yggdrasil, the roots are a source of information and law and hidden truth. Um, so the temple of Goy is made of wood. Generally, there are bits of stones here and there, but like generally, it is a wooden structure um, with a big tree attached to it and going like on one side of it. Um, and yeah, you can make your way towards the temple and enter into the halls of Goy. Um, what do you want to do inside? You see, like you go into the main hall, which is basically a place where people can, pray to God, worship Him. You can see people kind of sitting in front of smaller shrines of Him, different kind of tablets. Some of them are inscribing names or information to the tablet and putting it on like a small pedestal. Many of them are basically binding cords around the wrists doing the like oath giving or making, and then like sealing the codes with the knot, with the drop of wax and spoken name. Some of them are basically just copying old testimonies and old kind of sayings and beliefs into different tablets. as also a way to like practice the belief and stuff like that. Um, and some of them are just like reciting legends, stories,
Mhm.
um, beliefs, names, anything that is either like meaningful for them or is part of like the general kind of pray kind of testimonies, not testimony,
Sermons,
no, like the new Bible of the Christians, the
the Testament, the
yeah,
New
so like
Testament.
yeah, so like kind of like his version of a testament in a way. You know, obviously without relation to the Christian testament, but like kind of like a set of beliefs and that he practices. So they kind of recite it also as a way to like keep the memory intact, and that's why that's basically how they kind of like worship and honorate their belief in Goy. So this is like a very quiet kind of hole. It's circular. Many different places to put new slates of old materials. Obviously, the most common one is just like a blank piece of wood that they would inscribe on it. The more wealthy people would put a stone one. The really rich one would put like one from metals, gold, stuff that can last even longer than regular wood or stone. But generally, anybody can put any kind of thing that has writing, and that's one way that you can. And that's what you see right now. Like many people, like it's not many people because again, it's not one of the more prevalent like worship gods, but there are like 10, 15 people inside right now praying and like practicing their belief.
Do I get the impression that like it's a place that holds information, but it's also a place that is in search of information or like receiving or collecting information?
So there are side rooms in the temple. You don't really see anything because the doors are closed. There are a bunch of like couple of not bunch, but a couple of like priests of Goy, very humble looking, and they have this kind of like a harness with like a like a small kind of like portable table with papers and stones and ink and basically stuff that you would see like a traveling scribe having with them to be able to like take notes on the go. So they all have these kind of like setups on them. It's part of their like kind of like looks and apparel, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm. I'll look to you guys like, is there a protocol or something to like talking to them or asking them something?
You just have to be careful and ask the right questions.
Eh. And I will go towards.
As Vinny's like it's starting to walk towards him, not knowing how to ask him a question, I'll just go.
What?
Immediately, all the heads in the whole kind of turn to you. Some just curious, some are kind of annoyed that you're disturbing the quiet, because there is a very obvious, like tangible feeling of quiet, um, and not mystery, but like curiosity in the air.
It is a library, and
like
you
in a
just
library where
shouted in a
people are saying,
library.
and I'll just look around and be like, guys, it's like one of those like the priest is now looking at Vinny. Vinny can talk.
Hi. I was just gonna go to one of. Okay. Um, I will go to the closest priest.
You come to an old man, um, wrinkled, white, like long white beard, um, very straight beard, like not look like bushy, like very like trimmed and well maintained beard. Um, he has like baldness, but also like the long wispy hair on the
Mm,
sides. Um,
growing whatever he could.
exactly, basically, yeah, yeah. Like Yeah,
Like me in a few years.
I mean, like me before I from um like side story. I don't know if I don't know if I told you that, but like back in the days when I was like after the army and all that, I was trying to like grow my hair as most of us people outside the army like do. And I was always dreaming of like having this long flowing like biker hair, kind of like Lorenzo Lamas in the series Renegade. But after like 2 years of growing it out, I came to understanding that sadly I am the person with the Jufo, and I just like so that a giant like stand up curls. And then during my time at college, I basically started seeing like
The hair is
the
falling out.
more thin. It wasn't like bald patch, but it was like starting to get really thin at first. And I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna be one of those who gonna try to cover it, and then immediately just went shave it all up and just like embracing it as it was basically. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, never had a chance to actually live my renegade dreams.
There's always
Mm.
wigs.
Yeah, but no, I was also riding a bike back then, so like my like I wanted to basically ride a Harley, and here in my head he was a cop and good at his job until he committed the ultimate crime and testified against other cops gone dead. Cops
I
will try
mean,
to kill him but got the woman he loves instead.
I
Now
mean,
friend from order.
the wig is not above the helmet, first of all. Second of all, you can always just glue wefts to the wig so it would look like you have hair while wearing the helmet.
I mean, true, but I would know. I would know. Anyway, so you get to the first. He's old, but he's like distinguishable. Okay, it's not like a like a bewildered like amnesia kind of a old person. Um, what you would expect like a head librarian basically, like
Mhm,
very educated looking.
mm.
Um, as you approach him, he looks at you with like he looks you up and down, not in creepy way, just like fully kind of like acknowledging who you are and kind of also noticing the strange clothes that you
Mhm.
have at least partly. Um, and did you put back the glove by the way? Because you didn't say that you
Yeah.
put it back. Okay.
No, no, no. Like the moment like we
No,
wanted to.
I'm
Okay, we
yeah, I'm
finished.
not trying. I'm not trying to trick you. I just want to know like how you're approaching it.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so he looks at you over and just kind of raises his eyebrow, goes like,
Hi.
"Hello there, child."
Um, question. I'm looking for information that might be a bit hard to come by. Uh, how do I go about it?
That very much depends on the question itself, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, probably. Well,
But looking for answers is always a holy quest.
yeah. Well, when you're lacking information, there are a lot of holes in the plot. But anyway, um, have you by any chance heard or could maybe direct me to someone who has heard about the Wanderer? Or,
Wonder.
yeah, or the one that lives in between?
Hmm. Do you maybe have a bit more information on, for context? That is, I can't say that I remember um, anybody named the one who lives in between, but I am already kind of well within my years, and even I haven't read all that is to be read in this hole and the others. So more context could help me ask the other priests if maybe they've read something about it or heard something.
Word context.
Hmm.
Word context. Wow, that's actually a hard ask. Uh, I can you
Well,
be,
it could be a deity of some description
he
or
could be a
a
genie.
very powerful magic user.
Yeah, it's like it's somewhat of a disembodied voice, I guess. I don't really have anything much. Uh,
Well, child, if it's a disembodied voice you're hearing, I will suggest maybe to go to that building next to Isha's temple.
no,
Basic people very well aware of how to treat people
I'm
who
not.
have illnesses.
I'm not crazy. It's actually a person. It's like if you'll tell someone who is like believing in one of your gods, and you'll tell him, "Oh, if you hear your god speak to you, then oh, go to a mental house." That's that's not very kind. Um, again, I don't have much information about him. Uh, he has like I don't know if it's his symbol or anything of the sort, but it's like there's two crows and it seems like they have a braid and it's like around a compass thingy.
He looks at you and says, "Hmm, I, well, I do you maybe have a way to show me how they look? Because one crow is very distinct and recognized as one of the symbols of Hela. Two crows are usually identified with Odin um, and his two messengers and eyes from afar.
Hmm. Do you
But
have? Sorry.
but two crows with a campus and more things within them, I will need to see it to even try to find any information.
Do you have a tablet of something I can draw on? Maybe.
He looks at you, then looks down at his portable desk with
Yes.
paper and ink.
Can I have that for a moment?
Yes, very well.
Okay. I'll just take one of the papers and I'll take like the quill with the ink and I'll be like, "Yo, Ivor, turn around." Turn up, and I'll just turn you and I'll like start drawing on the paper on your back, and I will use your back as the table. And I will try to like replicate from memory the thing that is stuck on my hand, because I don't know if it's smart to show my own hand as much as like a symbol. Um, so yeah, I will try to replicate it.
I would like you to roll either sleight of hands or I will allow performance as well.
I'll probably do performance. Uh, performance. Yeah, performance preferable.
Vini starts to dance as she's
It
drawing.
looks really shitty. It looks like two Donald Trumps looking away from each other with like a very fucked up circle in the middle. I got a 9.
To me, it sounded like you said two Donald Trumps. And I was like, Donald
Yes,
Trump? Wow.
yes, exactly that.
Yeah, instead of Donald Trump, it's Donald Trump. And it's like, not sure what.
Yeah. So
Um,
it's a
so,
9.
okay. So you draw your best approximation to your tattoo, from the stress or just like the nervousness of somebody watching you draw.
Or just
You can
Ivor's back is like really fucked up. So
that's
it's like
true actually.
fits.
Yeah, I would also imagine Ivor like intentionally moving about to kill
Yeah.
Omar, and then
Yep.
you so
As
um
she's driving fast, really uncomfortable.
Stop.
so you eventually come up with something that looks similar but not exactly the same. You give it to the priest. He looks at it and he says, "So that is very interesting. Hmm. From the way you did both of the calls, they actually do remind me of a very common portrayal of Hugin and Munin, Odin's own ravens.
Huh.
You are familiar with them, are you not?
N-
I
No.
see. Okay. So, generally, Odin, as you know, is a god, but is not one of the bigger gods. But he is known for having runic knowledge and using the two ravens as a way to see from far away and transfer information. And each one of them represent a different aspect of him. So Hugin represent thought and his ability to transfer thoughts from himself to others. Munin represent memory or mind, and it's his ability to understand the minds of others, to relay his own minds, to retain his own memories or transfer memories to other people as well. The compass is odd. I've never seen that attached to them. And the inscribing around the compass is also a bit strange. The words are almost ancient looking. I'm not even sure how to read them. It's something about transition or some such. I'm not really sure. But
Mhm.
together they don't align with anything I've ever seen for Odin specifically. Is
How
it
did you
an
say that?
old
Sorry.
what?
Sorry. Continue.
Maybe it's an older way of describing a belief in Odin, maybe before the calamity that took place. Strange, but then I don't know. But the ravens are very similar to what I know as Hugin and
Hugin and what?
Morning. I'll just basically all basically have the right way to write it.
I wrote it how I. Oh, I'm just missing one N in each. Okay. Uh, huh. Wait, so like there was a calamity and things changed with the gods from before and after?
The great godly war. You must be familiar with it. Everybody knows about the war of the gods.
Well, let's say I was living in a very, very secluded area for a very long time, so I'm not that much aware of things.
Treat her like she fell really hard in the woods and banged her head.
I see.
Well,
Then what I'm talking about is the Briotandi War. The war of the Briotandi War. It is
okay.
you would understand it by the way. Briotandi is the word the old tongue. It literally means the sibling or celestial siblings.
Mm.
And basically, like he looks at you and says, it's a way to call the old god, the old war between the sibling gods. We don't know much about it. Obviously, it's been almost 3,000 years ago. But from what little we know, there was a catastrophical celestial war that almost destroyed not just the continent, but the different realms course, Yggdrasil. This is why today, for example, we cannot use Yggdrasil to go between realms. The World Tree has been sealed off ever since. Um, and for example, that is why parts of the continent are forever scarred, like the rift next to the kingdom of Yarta. There are visual remnants of that war. We do not know what transpired back then, but we do know that many ancient celestials were killed, and the world was forever changed since then.
So we wouldn't know if, say, someone was maybe sealed in Yggdrasil or stuck in a limbo or something.
We would not, as mere mortals. Maybe some of the other gods know, but alas, I do not remember the last time anybody truthfully could prove that they have spoken with a god.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I am doubting you, of course.
I don't know if it was a god. It was something. Um, question. Your god is about knowing stuff, right? Like Goy.
Indeed, yes. He is quite literally the god of memory and law and history.
So if I wanted to say not maybe a prayer, uh, like try communicating, let's say it like that. What do you say will be the right way?
Child, there are many ways to pray to different gods, and there are
This
well known ways to pray for each god. But in the end, Koi is a god of memory, a god of law.
Mhm.
So I would suggest sharing a memory or sharing ancient history that is personal to you as a way to open yourself to his embrace.
Mhm. 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 I hear you. Um, is it? Yeah, sure. You know what? Yeah. Does it need to be from my own stationery, or do I need to like do it insert specific things, or like?
It is customary to use a more permanent form of writing, like a wooden plate or stone
Oh,
plate.
if is
There are
there?
plenty here that you can purchase for quite
Oh,
cheap.
how much?
A couple of hammers, nothing more.
I will look at Ivor. Uh,
I'll look at Vinny and be like, don't lie. You can deceive. You cannot
I'm,
speak truth.
I'm not trying
If
to.
you lie, you're screwed.
I'm not
If you
trying
lie,
to.
you die.
I'm looking at you because I have no fucking hammers left to my name.
Oh, I know, but I was very much like I don't mind giving you a couple of hammers, but
I'm not gonna lie.
we
I
don't need
swear
the heat.
to whoever.
By Isha states, I swear to God.
I swear to whoever
I'll
might hear me.
I gotta say, by the way,
I'll look at the.
I say that because there's a book series that I've listened to that I love, and I'm waiting for the next one. It's like already long. It's called the Spellmongers Chronicles, something like that. Uh,
Yep.
it's an amazing one, and one thing that he always does, like and many other like people in the book that do, is that those like the goddess like this affiliated with like beauty and fertility and sex, and every time he said like Ishi's tits. Like that's like the a curse in the two. It always makes me laugh. So yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
I'll look at the priest and be like, how many hammers is it?
It's just a couple, depends on the type. A wood one would cost 2 hammers, a stone one would cost 5 hammers. If you really want to splurge, you can buy a simple steel one, I mean not steel one, but metal one, for 15 hammers.
A wood one is
I'm
fine.
not giving this place much.
A wood one is fine.
We have glass. I just don't give this place that much money. I'll just give you the 5 hammers and
You suddenly look like we're learning of a new side of Ivo, like the more better bro Ivo.
Yeah. Okay, so we said 5 for a stone.
two slight shady remarks in one temple. It's like, I wonder how many you can get away with.
Now, as you take the stone slab, you do kind of look around and you notice that people who are sharing stories or memories, they do it not just by writing it, they do it verbally. Like they write and they mouth what they are writing very like not loudly, but in a way that anybody who will try to hear it will be able to hear it. And it's very obvious that they are doing it intentionally as part of the ritual, basically letting other people sharing the history and the memory. Um, so as you kind of take the slab and you sit down in front of one of the empty like pedestals, um, having your like inscriber that you got from the temple to do like the inscribing.
Can I do it with my own like writing things?
Yeah, you can, but you don't get anything specifically to like to
For stone.
stone. Yeah,
Okay.
so the tablet provides you one.
Okay.
Obviously, you will give it back. So as you sit down and you're kind of thinking of what you're going to share, knowing that whatever you say, everybody here will probably be able to hear it and like share that memory of yours. We will stop here and we will come back to that next session to see what Vini is sharing with the group, basically.
Sorry for hogging things.
Dear, dear diary, Vini
Yeah.
just touched my elbow. Was
I
I
mean,
pregnant?
I do have a thought.
Want to write about the time you got eaten by a worm?
No, so I do have a thought of like what I want to do. Like,
But wait, so before we go with the thought, this is where we're gonna close the session. So see you next time.